Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the future of the water and wastewater industry and the careers you didn't know about. And again, we are on location here at the Connecticut Section CWWA Annual Conference. And we got a special guest that is kind of a celebrity. He's the immediate past president of AWWA, Mr. Chi Ho Sham. Hi, Chi Ho. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Thanks for taking time out of your schedule to sit down and talk with us about it.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Oh, my God. Well, the whole premise of why I launched this podcast is we're all getting older in this industry. So we got to start refilling that pipeline and attracting some new talent. So tell us a little bit how you got into the industry.
Well, I got into this industry after I finished teaching for 10 years in Boston University. I decided to get into consulting.
Okay.
And so I did a lot of work for actually a government agency in regulating drinking water.
Okay.
So I do a lot of cost-benefit analysis, outreach, technical reporting regarding various different contaminants, what they would do to our health. So that's how I got started.
Okay.
And then I got involved with the American Water Works Association.
Nice.
And so, I became a member of one of the technical committee and then continued to progress through into their division council and then became the president a year ago.
Nice. Congratulations on that. And thanks for coming down to the conference.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I live in Massachusetts. It's in my neighborhood.
There you go. Just hop, skip, and a knock away.
That's right.
Go from there. So, Chi, when you were forging your path and career path, did you have any idea of where you were going to be or what you were going to do? Or?
Well, I know I want to do something about water because when I was growing up, I grew up in Hong Kong.
Okay.
And in Hong Kong, we have severe water quality problem and water quantity problem.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of joke about it because my mom issued boil water order every morning because we don't drink from the tap.
Okay.
And the second thing is that during the severe drought, we got 4 hours of water that delivered to us at our tap every 4 days.
Now, how did they do that? Did they turn the valve on?
Or they have the main, they turn it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, there's no water coming off from your tap.
Okay. Now, the water, was that primarily a surface water supply or was that groundwater?
It's a combo, mostly surface water. They dammed up a number of valley in Hong Kong to create the reservoir, but the problem is the population was growing very rapidly.
Okay.
And during the monsoon season, in the winter monsoon, there's not enough rainfall. So what ended up happening is that we get into these severe drought problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, getting out of high now, did you go to school in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I went through high school and then I decided to go learn something different. So I went to Canada and then to New York, to Buffalo, New York, for my graduate work.
Oh God, were you a Buffalo Bills fan?
No, I didn't grow up with football. I mean, the football I know is soccer. So
yes, there we go. So, well, that's Buffalo, New York. That's snow country up there.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of snow. They don't have water shortage problem because it's also right next to the Great Lake.
Well, exactly. You get that lake effect snow.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, it's like New England and Buffalo. You can get 3 seasons in one day.
That is correct. Very similar to San Francisco.
Yes. So anyway, when you got involved with AWWA, so did you get involved? What section did you belong?
I started off with the New England section.
With the New England,
yep,
okay.
New England, I joined a committee called the Water Resources Committee to start volunteering. And then I've been doing a lot of work because I'm trained as a hydrologist.
Oh, okay.
So I got involved with a lot of source water protection, protecting drinking water supply sources. And so I got recruited to the national level to help them because they were developing a lot of different tools.
Okay.
And so that's how I got involved at the national level. And then once I get into the national level, I enjoyed it because I felt everybody's very welcoming. They all like to share. I feel like I belong to the organization.
Okay.
And so I continue my path.
Okay. Well, the water industry, and again, my whole premise is the umbrella, so to speak, in the water industry is very large. Okay,
That's correct.
You've got a variety of careers under that. You've got operators, you've got engineers, you've got hydrologists, you've got meter readers, you've got construction,
Yeah.
you've got accountants, you've got AR. So
Yep.
I mean, there's a whole lot of opportunity there to be involved in that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a microcosm.
Yes.
Think about really, that you need people to, sort of communicate with our customers.
Mm-hmm.
We need people to make sure that, the finance is running right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you have infrastructure engineer, and then you also have people to make sure that water quality is correct.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So now, were you involved in any water utilities over here
yeah, well,
in New England?
I not really. Interesting enough is that I did quite a bit of work in actually Arkansas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with the Central Arkansas Water, which is serving Little Rock and that entire metropolitan area,
Okay.
and then also with Beaver Water District that serves Fayetteville, Bentonville.
Okay.
And so most of the work, like I said, because I'm being a hydrologist, I look at in the source water area, how is that water quality can be maintained or can be decay over time because of various different activity. For example, land use changes.
Sure.
Agriculture. Like, what can we then do to mitigate that problem?
Right. Now, you've been around a long time. I mean, how the effect of climate change affected the water industry?
Well, climate change it's definitely here. So
It's real.
we can see it. And of course, it manifests itself differently in different places.
Okay.
I think a lot of the climate change people talk about like global warming, but to me is that really the thing that you feel the most is about water. Is that whether it's intense rain, so you got flooding, you got drainage problem, and to the other end you got prolonged drought.
Yep.
So those are what you start seeing. It's manifested in the water component of the global environment.
Right, you have those extreme, shifts from one to the other.
That's correct.
And so forth. That, absolutely, with that. And it doesn't look like it's going to go away. I think it's here to
Not
stay.
that I can see it. We're talking about 1.5 degrees centigrade increase, and we might be approaching 2.
Yep.
And all of that is that it's just putting more energy into the atmosphere.
Wow.
And it's causing the atmosphere to change.
Yes.
The dynamic is changing.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, do you have family back in Hong Kong? Still?
yeah, I still have a brother that
okay.
live in Hong Kong. Both my parents have passed away, and then the rest of my family are all here in Massachusetts with me.
Okay. All right. And children? You have?
Yeah, I got 2 kids.
2 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. And are they involved in the water industry?
Not really. Yeah, I tell people I'm a lousy tiger father. So my son is in the publishing industry. So he actually, English major with also another major in Chinese.
Okay.
My daughter started off as a biology psychology. Now she's a resident of OBGYN.
Oh, okay.
And in New York City.
In New York City?
Yeah.
Wow, exactly.
Yeah, well, nothing to do with water.
Nothing to do with
we
water.
all drink water, but that's about really it.
They consume it.
That's right, they consume it.
They
Exactly.
consume it.
Yeah.
So, again, if you were to give advice to, and I asked all our participants to, students, either high school seniors or college freshmen that are, forging their way forward to a career path, what advice would you give?
Well, I will say that they should definitely check out the water community. It's not just drinking water. We can think about wastewater, storm water, and now we also think about reuse, desalinization, because water is vital.
Sure.
To everyone, because you can live without food for probably 3 weeks, but you cannot live without water for more than 3 days.
Yep. No.
And also I always ask people that what is the alternative to water? Energy, you can have like fossil fuel versus alternative energy like solar and wind.
Right.
But what's the alternative to water?
There is none.
There is none.
There.
So we really need to value that resource. And also, I think most people take it for granted. But there's a lot of work that go into making our water safe. So there is a
Absolutely.
profession. So I think there is a lot of opportunity for young people to look at different aspects of water.
Yep.
To come in to help out to ensure we can maintain good public health protection, and also with water we get economic growth.
Absolutely. Well, it's the old saying is build it and they will come. And that's certainly evident in all aspects, not only water, wastewater, sewer,
Yep.
As far as that goes. Now, are there wastewater applications in Hong Kong?
Yes, it's not as progressive. I mean, I still remember when I first come to Boston to teach, and I took my class to the Deer Island Wastewater Treatment Facility.
Okay.
And that was before all the litigations and all the publicity of how bad it is. Because and then since that time, of course, they upgraded the entire system. Now, the harbor water quality is great. I mean, that's the whole reason why, if you've ever been to Boston, to the seaport area, in the old days, it was just warehouses. Nobody wanted to live there because they smell.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, you can see these high-rise condominium.
Sure.
Everybody wants to be there.
Yeah, exactly. It's location.
Yeah. So there is I think wastewater is very important. And what I always also preach is that we should think about is that one water, because it's all come together. Whether it's drinking water, well, we still dispose it. We withdraw the water, treat it, use it, treat it again, and dispose it. Well, that's not a very effective way of using a natural resource.
No.
So how do we go about to really put some circularity to it?
Yeah, making it more sustainable.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Well, prime example, the Connecticut River, which flows, from Vermont down through Massachusetts through Connecticut.
Yeah.
I mean, years ago when I was growing up, you couldn't even swim in the Connecticut River.
Yeah, now you can, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's the old same. Yeah, you had all those wastewater plants all the way up to Vermont that were dumping wastewater in, and you know how they say stuff flows downhill.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. It's we use a term actually in kind of the reuse industry, is that it's de facto reuse.
Nice.
Just you didn't know about it, but it's in there.
It's there.
It's there.
It's like the spaghetti sauce. It's in there.
It's in there. That's right. Don't worry about it. It's in there. Yeah.
So anyway, so on a personal note, obviously you live in Massachusetts. My alter ego and career. When I graduated college, I was a music teacher.
Oh.
Okay, but I've been in the water industry. I worked in the water industry all the way through high school, all the way through college, and so forth. And my first teaching position was a 4/5 position, which is at a prep school in Windsor. And I worked part-time for the water utility, basically, and they gave me my full-time benefits. Well, my wife became pregnant with our first child, and we had the powers to be that got in and says, either you're working full-time or no time.
Okay.
So I says, well, I guess I'll work full-time for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And coming January is going to be my 50th year.
That's great.
That I've been in here.
Yeah, but but the other important thing is that the more I got involved with people in the water community, is that we need to actually also bring in more people who have different ideas. Like if you are in music, right?
Sure.
I mean, it's the artistic representation.
Oh yeah, you have creativity.
Same as I always tell folks, it's like people don't remember facts, but they remember stories. So how do you tell a story?
Well, that's why we have these conversations in the podcast, because go from there. So on a musical note, what's your taste in music?
My taste is very eclectic.
Okay.
Yeah, all over the maps.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I tend to gravitate to more folksy, like a little more calming type of.
Okay. Any favorite artists that you like listening to?
Well, the extreme is that I used to really like Joan Baez.
Okay.
But now I'm even listening to jam band. Like one of my neighbors in a jam band called Goose, and I would listen to him too.
Okay. Well, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of jam friends, a good friend of mine is J-Mo, who is the drummer with the Allman Brothers.
Okay.
The Allman Brothers.
Wow.
That's one of the premier jam bands for a long time. They're getting around. So anyway, as far as one of the other questions I asked, if you were stuck on an island, okay, what food could you eat every day?
What food what I eat every day. And on the island that actually have food
Well,
to start off with?
yeah.
Well, I can eat fruit every day.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's a question we get across the map one day. I like Chinese.
Yeah?
I like
Okay.
Thai.
Yeah,
Pizza. Pizza's also another.
of course. Of course. You know, there's a lot of different type of food, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of cuisine nowadays. You know.
Oh my gosh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
anyway, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
You know, this is we're going to get it out there, and I distribute this podcast to all of the high schools in Connecticut.
Okay.
And you know, hopefully we can throw bread on the water and get.
Yeah, I'll give you my card. But actually, if you want to pronounce my name correctly, it is Chi Ho Sham.
Chi Ho Sham.
It's exactly what it looks like because I grew up in Hong Kong, so they anglifies our names all the way.
All right, duly noted.
Okay.
All right. So if you have a card, then
I'll give you one of my cards.
Awesome,
Here we go.
fantastic. All right.
Okay.
With that, we're going to press the button.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of the future of the water and wastewater industry and the careers that you didn't know about it. And Chi Ho Sham is in the house. Okay.
right.
And thank you, Chi Ho.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No worries. And we'll get this out, and I'll drop you an email when we get it up.
Okay.
Do the post.
All right. Sounds
Thanks so
good.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.